on the road and across the nation. Welcome back to Oxygen FM 96.9, broadcasting live from Okeado, Ibadan. I am your host, Royal Prince, and it is a distinct pleasure and an honor to welcome you to the third edition of The Compass, your premier audio roadmap for navigating professional landscapes and stepping into the career. This is one of the reasons why most people are not getting callbacks from those companies they've submitted their CV into. So what we're trying to tell you is that for HR, if you are interested in going into that particular field, you have to go into the social science space. You have to learn about, you have to take some certification like CIPM. You have a lot to do regarding professional certificate. Now, today, we are diving into a profession that is as old as civilization itself, yet surrounded by an incredible amount of mysteries, fascination, and every public misconception. Today, we are talking about the legal profession. Now, we have parents out there. You want your child to be a lawyer. You want your child to study law. You see the way those people wear their wigs. You are envisioning, you are dreaming for your child to also be in that particular field. Today's program is for you. I know some parents does not know, is your child supposed to go to the science class? Is he supposed to go to the commercial? Is he supposed to go to the art? Now, today we have in our studio presently a professional who is going to break down everything you need. She's going to give us the roadmap where your child is supposed to start from, so you have no worries. You don't know. As parents, you often wonder, if my child becomes a lawyer, will they be forced to lie to win cases? How can a good lawyer defend someone who is a criminal? And there are so many misconceptions some parents have regarding the profession called law. So people are thinking that, no, I cannot allow my child to become a lawyer because of XYZ, because of the stories, because of the things they've heard about who lawyer is. But don't worry, all your misconceptions, everything you need to know, we are going to break them down and guide you accurately. Now, today we have a legal professional live in the studio. She is an expert in navigating the complexities of the law, who is a brilliant advocate and someone who can tell us exactly what it takes to thrive in this field today. Please join me, and we would like our guest to introduce herself. The people listening, the parents listening, the student listening, they are what? They have enthusiasm about today's topic. So please introduce yourself.
All right. Thank you very much. I am Anne Okweka.
Thank you so much, Anne Okweka.
Yeah,
a lawyer in the building. Now, what we are going to be starting with are the misconceptions people have regarding the profession law. We know that there are so many things flying out there. Some parents are scared because they think that, if their child becomes a lawyer, this and this and that. So we would like you to tell us some of these misconceptions, the popular ones, and why, and help us break it down and let people see the reality.
All right. Okay. One of the misconceptions we have is that, some persons think because as a lawyer, they feel like where you should be based is just the courts alone. Well, that's not actually correct, because as a lawyer, you can also work in the corporate organization. You can also work as an academia. You can also be a lecturer as well. And you can also work in the governmental agencies as well. So being a lawyer does not restrict you specifically just to work just in the courts alone. So you can work anywhere as a legal practitioner. You can work maybe in the courts. You can also work in the corporate organization and thereabouts. And some persons feel like, okay, because you are a lawyer, you must definitely have being have law to heart. That's not correct. They feel like, okay, as a lawyer, definitely you know all the laws. That's not true. As a lawyer, you must always do your research. You must prepare at every even if you are going to court, at every maybe interactions you need to have with your clients and all that. You must prepare. So that does not mean that because you're a lawyer you must have law to heart, because that's what people feel, that we lawyers, we definitely know the law, and that's not true. And some persons feel like lawyers are liars. It's actually not correct. We are there to advocate. We are not there to we are there for justice. We are there to promote justice. We are not there to say, okay, this person, and because we are lawyers, then we are definitely lawyers. That's not true. That's the normal language people always say, but not correct. We are just there to promote justice. We are there for truth. We are there for integrity. So thank you very much.
Okay, that means because sometimes when people see the person they tagged criminal and the person has not been tried, you've not even listened to the person's side of the story. And sometimes we've seen that there are some situations whereby the person that is innocent, in fact, that person is even the the person that actually caused the harm. When you listen to some of this story, and we've seen situations in rape cases whereby some women will say this person raped me, and by the time they go to court, they carry out all these their medical tests, they actually discover that it was a false rape allegation. So if let's assume that when the lady made the cry that, oh, this person raped me, they just said, okay, they just labeled the person a rapist, and then they sent the person to prison without even listening to that person's side of the story. I think, am I on the line?
All right. The proper thing to do is, when there is actually an allegation before any person, the right thing to do is you approach your lawyer. First thing first, approach your lawyer. Let the lawyer know what the crime or scenario is all about, so that the lawyer can take the matter to the court. Then in that way, you defend the person. See, what we deal with is evidence. We are not there for emotions. If you like, cry. We are not there for emotions. We are there for the evidence. Evidence speaks for itself. So if the person actually raped the person or did not rape the person, your evidence will speak for you. And in that way, we will know if you're actually guilty or not.
Okay, thank you so much. Is there any other misconception you still like us to know about, or you've already explained majority or the common ones?
I feel like I've explained the major ones where the people are, because if anywhere you go, you will definitely hear people saying lawyers are liars. Please, we are not liars. We are just there to advocate, to promote justice, and ensure that we are there for the truth.
Thank you very much. Now, for parents listening that are interested for their children or for their child to become a lawyer, now we would like you to give us a roadmap for such a parent. There are some parents that they don't know the direction, they don't know where the child will start from. So for such parents, they need to know that, okay, and what are the signs? Okay. Are there some things that the parents can see in the child and be like, oh, this child will likely become a good
okay, all right. So I would even use this as a medium as well. Okay, the roadmap. Let me start with the roadmap. First, starting from when the child is in secondary school, the child must, I think from the junior secondary school, must have been able to think what he or she actually wants to become in future, before knowing if to go to the science class, the arts class, and or the commercial class. I think it starts from the primary school. That's why you see during in schools, primary school, they do, I think, showcase of profession to ensure, like, I think with that showcase of profession, it gives the child, I think, that emotion to know if I actually want, if I will fall in love with this particular profession. My own story started from when I was in primary school. I actually fell in love for the profession when I was in primary school. I think I was meant to act the incorruptible judge back then as I think a court clerk. So I fell in love with the profession. So my own story started from the primary school. So I feel like the parents should ensure to guide the child from when the child is actually in primary school, you can actually guide the child. So the roadmap starts from primary school to secondary school. Then maybe ask the child, maybe what do you like to be in future? Do you actually like, would you want to be a doctor? Would you want to be a legal practitioner and all that? So all this starts from when you're in primary school to secondary school. And when you're in secondary school, after your SSC, you are meant to take English, which is the basics, because as a lawyer you actually need English language for communication with clients. Because without English, if you cannot communicate effectively with clients, then I feel you shouldn't even be thinking about the profession. Because the first thing is English language. Before you can think of literature in English, CRS or IRS, that's Christian Religious Studies or the Islamic Religious Studies. Then also governments, then mathematics, though that's for SSC, because when you go to the university you definitely would drop mathematics. Even in JAMB, when the child is taking JAMB as well, the person is not going to enroll in for mathematics, because that's not part of our basics. So I think from that, maybe after the person has been able to pass his or her SSC, JAMB, and enroll to study law into we have in universities, there are some universities that are actually not law aspects. You should know if you're actually good at it. Then we have some that are based into the property aspects. That's managing of property, real estate and all that. They deal with that aspect. Then we also have the one recently now, I think there's one that's come up, that's we have the one of that's people that deal with tech, music and all that. Even copyright lawyers, people who are into copyright and all that. So it depends on the individual where you want to be based actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
If you decide that you want to also be based in the corporate aspect as well, where you have to be you deal with CACs, register people with CACs and all that. So it depends on the person. When the person gets into the university, there are courses to offer. You offer criminal law, you offer land law, you offer constitutional law, contract and all that. So in that way, in the process of offering all those courses, so I think the person tends to maybe fall in love with the particular field in law. Is general. You can go in fact, we can do everything because we don't have any specific, but just your personal stuff, you feel like, okay, this is what I feel I should be more on.
okay, some people don't want to be like, oh, they are just doing everything. They want to have a specific, so that when they are looking for a lawyer to settle a land dispute, they know that this person wins.
And
when it comes to land, there's this lawyer, once you go and meet him, at least you have 80% chance of winning the land case. There are some that is like you said, corporate law, anything that has to do with maybe business registration, CAC, what of all this copyright and all of those things. So it means that once you get into the higher institution, you can then say, okay, you are interested or you want to focus in this field when it comes to law. So we are going to quickly go on a short break. For anybody that has a question, you want to ask us regarding the law profession, once again, for those that want to call to the studio, I'll call the line again, 070 4700 3969. I'll call it once again, 070 4700 3969. Now, Han, I want to ask you that, are there challenges in the legal industry? You know, some people, they want to go into the law industry, but you know, we have to prepare them that it's not just bed of roses. They also have to know that each industry has its own ups and downs. So can we just share some of the challenges and how people in the law industry have been trying to overcome these challenges?
All right, thank you. The challenge we always face is that, every year, every day, they always change. Most of the laws and regulation are always being changed, and in that way they expect the lawyer to be up doing. The lawyer must be able to get abreast with every law that has been changed. So in that way, it's actually is demanding, it's challenging, but that's what we have been called to do. So in that aspect now, we just have to keep doing our research. We need to keep preparing for every maybe any if we have a client management or anywhere we need to go to, we need to prepare ourselves. So it's actually demanding though, but we need to keep ourselves abreast, and those are the challenge. Laws and regulations are always being changed. In fact, those challenge people in the Nigeria law school also face those kind of
a full understanding about this particular profession. Now, for someone who is already a lawyer, what are the what are those new heights? What is the peak of the law industry? What are those new positions people are looking up to? That okay, now that I'm a lawyer, I have to become this.
Okay.
I have to become that.
As a lawyer, it depends on the person. If you decide that you want to strive, okay, some persons would say, okay, I need to strive to become a judge. I need to strive to become a senior advocate of Nigeria. And also, all these are also demanding. For senior advocate of Nigeria, you need to have practiced for like 10 years. Wow. Then judge as well, you need to have practiced for like 15 years before you can be, you can get to those positions. You need to win cases. You need to have attempted to like 5 cases in Supreme Courts, cases in Courts of Appeal. You need to have also have cases in the High Court as well before you can think of striving to those positions. So it's actually not an easy stuff. You see, that's why some persons they just feel relaxed. As far as I'm a lawyer,
or they feel stuck.
Not like they feel stuck though. I feel it's your personal decision.
Because looking at 10 years, 15 years, it's not like 10 months.
It's your personal decision. If you feel like you can go for it,
so
the person is
to get the title of SAN.
Yes, it's not an easy thing.
So it takes like minimum of 10 years.
10 years.
And you must have been winning cases.
You must have attempted to have you get cases in Supreme Courts, not just Supreme Courts. 5 cases in Supreme Courts, Court of Appeal, then High Court as well. So all those are the challenges.
At least somebody that is practicing at least in 10 years, you should have all those things now.
Not so easy as you think.
At least I should have a client that will say, let's go to Court of Appeal.
What if the matter you have just stop only in the High Court? So what will you do? They didn't bother to, the other party did not appeal or something. So what do you think?
If the other party is not, we will appeal.
Okay, maybe if the clients actually have, it depends on the matter. If the matter stops in the High Court and it doesn't requires you to appeal, so what are you appealing for?
So how will I now have case in the Appeal Court, Supreme Court, and all of those? Because I have to look for a client.
That's when the other, maybe for instance now, if your own client is actually not satisfied with the judgment given,
okay,
then he can appeal to the Supreme Court. But if your client is satisfied
and the other client is satisfied, so who is going to appeal? So I cannot just advise my client that
you as a lawyer, are you not meant to direct and guide your clients? You cannot be doing that for your own selfish interest,
Yeah, it's because of I'm looking for a case at the Appeal Court.
No,
so Supreme Court.
I don't think because as a lawyer, I feel you are meant to promote justice and not meant to, because for your own selfish stuff, then you want to for your selfish interests, you want to keep pushing your clients. Right. It's spending money now. All those money is using to pay in Court of Appeal. Do you think it's free? In fact, before you get matters now, as I'm talking to you, before you get matters from Court of Appeal or Supreme Court, maybe it's till 2028. Because like this, it's 2026, 2027,
It's
2028. It's
booked.
filled up. It's booked already. So where did you want to even
Those judges are making money.
azal now? I don't understand.
Yeah.
They are government property.
They are making money.
How are they making money?
They are making money.
They are government property.
Let's go on a short break quickly. All right, welcome back. You see, I'm still thinking about it. Well, maybe that's why I'm not a lawyer, because if I'm a lawyer, I will look for how I'll push my client that at least let's go to appeal, court of appeal.
No.
We
are there to promote justice. We are not there
so
for
that I can
selfish interest.
achieve those requirements.
No, not at all. We are just there
get
for.
The title
If you
of
need
SAN.
requirement, then you
have to work for it.
You have to work for it. Look for more clients that will take you there, and not for your own selfish interest.
Okay. We know we've been talking about court of appeal and all of these things. Is it a must that all lawyers they must go to court?
It's not a must that all lawyers must go to court.
Because some people are listening to us now and they are
yeah.
saying that they be standing every time defending the criminal or defending the person defending this.
That's actually not true. Because you see, in our society today, they feel like lawyers, that's where they should be based on is just the court aspect alone and nothing aside the court aspect. But that's not true. There are some lawyers that actually work. Okay, in the university aspect, now let's take a look at it. We have lecturers. Those lecturers that are teaching, working in the law department, they are also called as well. In my own school, I actually finished from Ambrose Ali University. In my own school, there is a son there as well, who is also a lecturer.
It's just teaching.
Academia, yes.
Just teaching.
He's lecturing. Yes.
Lecturing.
Yes. He's lecturing.
Nothing concerns him with going to court and all. He just wants to focus on the lecturing aspect.
That's why. See, this is one thing about our profession. They will tell you that if you want to practice, face the practice.
Okay. And if you
don't do anything, don't do business. Because it's not allowed.
What if the money coming from the practicing is not? See now, fuel is like 1,000. You cannot say the money is not.
You are doing it. Maybe it's for passion now. You will do it for passion.
But you know, passion doesn't pay bills.
At that point, well, the person does not even have a choice. Just keep practicing and keep hoping that maybe someday God will bless you. Your shine go see shine one day.
I think that's why you must have passion before you go.
Yes, do you get? Because you cannot mix business together with practice. It's against the ethics, the professional ethics. You can't do that. So it is either you are practicing or you are facing your business alone, and that is it.
Okay, but what of those SAN that you may mention that they are into lecturing? Can they do?
Because those ones now they are under the academia.
Okay.
Those ones now cannot practice.
Oh.
They are just based on the academia aspects. Anything that has to do with practice, they won't go into it. Yes, as they are lecturing. So their own is to write books, lecture students, and all that. So
if, for instance, now a student commit a crime in his class, he cannot say he can defend the student in court. Let's go to court.
Well, see, in school we used to have they have moot courts. They have people that in school, in the law faculty, you see some students joining the moot courts. Back then when I was in school, we used to, I remember when I think I offered I can't remember the course. Okay. Yeah, so the course took us outing where we needed to visit the prison, and after being able to get some facts of the case, we presented it to our lecturer. That's more like our do I call it our, yes, that was our assessment in school then. So we presented it, we made our reports and forwarded it to our lecturer. From there, the lecturer forwarded it to the moot courts. They took, after deliberating on everything, there are some lawyers standing who are not practicing, then all those ones need to stand in and represent those persons. Even in the corporate aspect as well, lawyer working in a company, you cannot represent your company when there is an issue. That company will hire another lawyer
That is practicing.
to represent your company.
Oh, so it means that your role is just to give legal advice.
That is it. Your own is just to be in the office
Just give them
and be doing the legal
advice.
maybe there is a drafting of documents as well. So your own is just office stuff.
Like those guarantors for
All those.
you have to ensure that
Thank you. Or maybe you have any legal document. Yours is just to
you
draft.
want to hire somebody, you have to sign that you not steal our properties and all of those
all
things.
of those
you
stuff.
give legal advice. You can tell the company,
Yes.
don't put your banner on this particular site so that you not break this so law.
Yeah.
Don't do this, don't do that.
So that's where they are
Legal advice.
Yes. So they are only restricted to that aspect because they cannot represent another. They cannot represent the company. Being the company lawyer, they can't represent it. It's actually wrong because if the courts, if they tend to find out, it's actually a big issue.
But if they did not know, they just go like that.
Nobody wants to play with his or her license now. Everybody values his or her license.
Okay, so for those new lawyers that are being called, what can you advise them? What can you tell them from your experience and from some of the knowledge you've acquired so far? What can you tell them?
So the new wigs.
Okay, call them new wigs.
Yes, we actually call them new wigs. Well,
is it like bone straight hair?
It's not bone straight hair. Before you can acquire that wig, it's actually not easy. It takes encouragement, dedication, hard work. It's not that easy. When people that have gone to law school will tell you it's not that easy.
I will tell you, people are not doing calculation. You're not doing statistics.
Even with
you're
that,
not doing physics. You're not doing chemistry.
See,
but most times they complain every time on their status.
No, see, let me tell you something.
They go to law school, they complain. We are reading this. It's even easy.
Do you think it's that easy for you to even be cramming cases, for you to cram sections?
Those cases are interesting now.
Really?
There are some cases you are reading and even
really? Do you think it's that
like
easy?
you're watching movies.
No, I'm not sure you. I would advise you personally. You who is the presenter?
I have few friends that they studied law.
Through the line.
Once there is exam like this, they start complaining. You see that law school complaints even on another level.
Yes, because it's not that easy. Many people run mad.
You people are not solving calculus.
Even as at that.
No physics calculation.
Yes, so.
No chemistry calculation.
Yes.
All of those things are out of it. All you are just doing is just to be reading cases and be reading and be reading and be reading and be reading.
You feel like it's just to be reading cases. It's not as you need to be reading cases. You need to know what the law says.
Okay.
First, you need to know what the law says.
That's easy now.
No,
if you steal, you will do this.
Is it about if you steal or this thing? Okay, even in the Nigeria Law School, we are meant to offer 5 courses.
Okay.
Which is the criminal litigation, the civil litigation, professional ethics that has to do with the profession itself, property law, and the last one, corporates. Yeah. So you see those 5 courses. Do you think it's just about to be reading just the law and all that? It's overwhelming. Let me tell you something.
No calculation.
Wait, let me tell you something. So a course that you are meant to do for 2 semesters in the university, you end up doing it for 8 months.
So you have to just
read. Very overwhelming.
For a serious student, once you start reading early, you have 8 months and you start. In fact, some students used to
not as you think, because let me tell you something. We have 3 months. They have 3 months. Okay, they have 3 months to be in Nigeria Law School. Then they have extra 3 months to go for court attachments and also for chamber attachments.
In fact, the way we look at students in art class, we used to think that they are not serious.
As how?
Until when they now get
when they are started producing lawyers.
When they now get to the institution, they start. Especially some of my friends told me that they cried in law school.
Yes, so
when they were preparing for their exam.
Even me too, I cried because it's not that easy.
What's there?
What's there? It's not that easy. It's not as you think, because it's actually overwhelming.
But my concern is that you are most of them are cramming what is inside.
Not as you think.
Although they said that if you fail a course, maybe you have to start. Is it true? Maybe in law school, I think.
Okay, in law school now, if you fail more than 1 course,
okay,
you resit for that 5 courses again.
Maybe that's why some are crying.
That's not the reason. Because you can't afford to come back again. Are you talking about the school fees?
They say if you have F like this in any course, you have to sit down to take the whole
courses.
I think that's the reason for the tears.
No, I'm not sure that's the reason for the tears.
Because
they are even if you fail one, actually, I think to some I think they, the way law school mark their scripts, nobody knows. But what we feel is like there is a particular score when you fail in a particular course, then that's course, actually, if it is, maybe you fail honorably, I think you might have to, I don't know, maybe you might have to visit for everything.
I can't tell. That's why
for that particular one now, if it's not up to, then the person has to visit for only that course, because you have a grace to visit for only that course.
We quickly go on a break. This is our studio line for interest. If you want to call us, 070 47 00 3 studio lines for those that want to reach out to us, 070 47 00 3969. Welcome back once again. I'm sure there are some people already thinking that, oh, am I sure I can do this? Am I sure can I go for this? From the way we've been speaking, they're already scared and all of those things. What do you have for those people that are scared already?
All right. We are not here to scare you. We are here to encourage you. Actually, law is actually a very interesting profession. Once you go in there, once you are determined, you definitely get it right. So it's not to scare you, it's to push you. It's to push you. You don't have to be scared. Law is actually a very interesting program.
I think there's no course that is just bed of roses. All the courses in the institution, you have to be determined. You have to be committed.
It's true. There's no course that is actually, you can't say this course is difficult, this course is easy. In university, we all know. Let's tell ourselves the truth. In university, everybody, you see, this person will come to tell you that my own course is not that easy. Another person will come and tell you my own course is not that easy. Even people studying fine arts, people studying theater arts, they will tell you my course is not easy. There is no course that is easy
or hard.
Hard.
You just have to know.
Just be determined.
You have passion for
it, yes, so and go for it.
For those that have passion that they want to become a lawyer, you don't have to be scared.
Yeah.
Is once you start from secondary school, you have to have go into the art class.
Yeah.
So from art class, then your subject combination, especially you have to be proficient in English.
Exactly.
Then you add other art.
Yeah, that's your CRS, IRS. Then your literature in English, your government. Then for maths, we don't really do maths. You see, that's why they say lawyers are enjoying, because we don't even have to deal with maths, even calculations. Me like this, I don't know maths, so because I don't have to start thinking of how to start. How do I put it? Stressing my brain in calculations. Do you get? So in that way, you are actually safe studying law. You are in the right path. So you don't even have to stress yourself doing maths. You just have to do it in your SSC. When you move into JAMB, you drop maths. You don't even have to deal with anything maths. Go into the university. And most of all these courses, funny enough, they are very, very interesting. Criminal law has to even be one of my best course, why in the university and even why in Nigerian law school. My actually best course. Because you don't even, all the courses, not that easy, but they are easy as well. You just have to be focused, be determined, tell yourself that you can make it. Then you need encouragement as well from friends, from families. It's actually an easy course.
Can you just tell us briefly some of the benefits that you enjoy as being a lawyer? Because I know that sometimes when I go out with some lawyers, on our way, they're not always scared that police will stop them because some of them know that they know what they are supposed to do.
Yes.
They already, even before they leave them, they've already checked that this
you
and
see
this
why? Let me tell you. You see why? parents need to advise their children to study law, because they need to know. In that way, though that child, you tell that child, you need to know your rights, because like this in Nigeria, if you don't know your rights, people will take advantage of you. And you see why that's why you need to study law. People will take advantage of you.
At least maybe in a family
Because-
or in an household, maybe one lawyer.
Yes,
the person
yes,
can guide
that's
you.
the person can exactly.
Can give you legal advice.
Exactly, because if you don't have if you don't have a particular individual who is a lawyer in a family, please try and get one. Try and advise your child. You don't force a child to do a particular course he or she wouldn't want to do, because in that way the child tends to struggle. But keep advising the child.
So for an household without maybe any of the children going for law, it's advisable that they hire, at least a family should have a lawyer.
Yes, you need a lawyer, because in that way you tend to know your rights in Nigeria. Anybody, in fact, there was a particular time that we were I was going out with my senior from Owerri to Anambra. And you know what? The police had to stop us. The police were stopping others. When they saw us, they saw my senior dressed in his lawyer regalia. He was like, lawyer, oga lawyer. They were like, no problem. He's like, okay, just go. And you see
Respect.
the respect. Do you understand? Even looking at the wig and gown itself, do you know that kind of joy you have? Just when you see it on people, you'll be like, I need to study this course. I need to go for this particular course.
The respect you get from your friends,
Even from
community,
society. Yeah.
You are treated like you.
Number one citizen in the country. Do you get?
I think me too. Maybe for people that are not in the law field,
Yeah.
the non-law people,
Yeah.
can they transition?
Definitely. See, let me tell you, some
Okay.
persons they'll feel like because you are old, you feel you can't, because of your age, you feel you cannot acquire this particular certificate and all that. That's not true. There is, I think, back in is it 2016 or 2015, there was one old man. I think this thing went viral. I overheard it, I think, in a radio station. This old man at 90 years was being called to the bar. Imagine someone who is 90 years. That means he started his career, he started going to school from, that's in his 80s.
Wow.
Till he got to 90 and was being called to the bar. So you can acquire this degree at any age. Don't look at it. Go for it, especially if you have the passion.
So for someone who study accounting now,
Yes,
and
we
graduated
have,
as an
even in my
accountant.
own class, I have people who actually read economics
Okay.
that also diverts to studying law,
So
and they are also called.
How will that be done? You have to go back to higher institution.
Yes.
Or they just take only professional course, or they just go to law
no,
school.
they need to go back to the university.
University?
Yeah. So it now depends on your WAEC. Like I said, your WAEC that's the major thing. You know, some persons tend to do transfer. Is it
Yes.
is it transfer? You start from 200 direct entry rather. So you start from 200 level. So your WAEC has to be, like I said, you need English, literature in English, government, CRK or IRS, and you need maths. So without this, I'm not sure you'll be able to move further. So if you can get this, then also in JAMB as well, for your direct entry as well, have the maybe that's for English, maths, English, government, literature in English, CRK. If you have all those, you can be able to go for direct entry, maybe into 200 level. But most of these universities, they tend not to even accept people from 200 level. You start from 100 level. Because in my own school there, I noticed that people who came into direct entry from 200, they were told to start from 100 level. So it depends. Some school will tell you to start from 200 level. My law degree is actually my second degree. So you can tend to maybe do direct entry.
Thank you so much. What's your parting words to our listeners, our parents, that now that we've we've inspired them to have at least a lawyer in their household. What is your words for them, and for those that also who aspire to become a lawyer?
All right. Okay. I would use my own self as an example. I actually studied this course law to, let me say, because I had passion for it, number one, and also because I actually need to promote justice. See, I don't like injustice. Anywhere I see injustice is fire. So I prefer to promote justice. So in this way, for those parents, I would feel they need to start advising their children. Then in that way, maybe when they get to the legal as they for those who are aspiring to be a lawyer, you need to be dedicated, you need to be hardworking, you need to promote justice, you need to serve the people, the society.
Thank you, Barrister Han.
Thank you so much
for coming to our studio today. We really appreciate you, and our listeners have learned one or two things about the profession law. Thank you for clarifying those misconceptions and for giving us the roadmap from secondary school to higher institution that they have to go to law school as well. Thank you so much, and we really appreciate you. To our listeners, thank you for listening to us. We see you next week, Wednesday. We are bringing something so special for you next week, Wednesday. Thank you so much. This is Oxygen FM 96.9.
Follow me anywhere I go.